Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. And while winter's here, that doesn't mean I've stopped doing projects out here in the garage. In fact, something I've been wanting to do for a long time is organize my nuts and bolts. Now I do have some organization already going on with that, but I really wanted to take it the extra step. And I've been looking for a solution to that. There's a lot of different ways to go about, putting nuts and bolts in jars and things like that. And I had looked at a lot of those options, and we'll get into another video how I come across all my nuts and bolts. But in this video, I want to take the time to show you what I came up with as far as storage for nuts, bolts, washers, bulbs, things like that in the automotive department. And I also use this for construction as well. But we'll start off with the big score that changed everything and kind of led me in the direction. And that's this blue cobalt box you see here. This is not a box that's available at their stores normally for sale. This is a box that they kept all their cobalt sockets in. So kind of a place that the sockets that were for sale were in. Now, if you know anything about Lowe's, they recently decided that they were going to start selling the Craftsman brand. And as a result, they're phasing out a lot of the cobalt tools, a lot of the cobalt brands. So this box became obsolete. The blue color was out. They got some new ones in red that say Craftsman on it. And these were in the clearance section. And I picked this up for a little less than $40. And I actually picked up two of them, but I went ahead and gave one to a coworker because I wasn't able to do what I initially planned on doing. And let me get into that. So as you can see, this is where my wood pile used to be for my wood burning stove here, the old King circulator. And I wanted to make this 55 or 57 inches, but it was just a little bit too close to that big old stove there, and I was a little worried about it. As it is, this is the perfect distance. It's what it requires by law, and it worked out fine. So I went ahead and got rid of the second one because there were going to be two side by side here. But I still left some space here, and I ended up putting my old welder and welding helmet down there, so it's certainly not wasted space. I got a nice 4-foot box topper here, nice 2x6 construction, and this stuff was all scrap wood that I had left over from last summer's project. So other than the screws that I put it together with, this was kind of a free ordeal. But this cobalt box, as you'll see when we get closer, has now become my, now I won't say parts department because I don't keep parts in it per se, but nuts, bolts, washers, bulbs, fuses, all the stuff you need when you're doing a do-it-yourselfer type business like I have here on the farm. And there was some extra room there, so I went ahead and put some stuff that you wouldn't normally see in a parts tool box. But let's go ahead and get closer in for my toolbox review, the most unusual toolbox review you will find here on YouTube. Ready? All right, well here it is closer up. As you can see, it's a cobalt box. These white pieces here are actually paper. They slide out. You can just kind of push there and slide those things out. And eventually I'm going to put labels on there, and I'll pry these little stickers here off in a few minutes here and just get it done. But I wanted to show this off because it actually took me about 2 days to get this thing all the way finished. Building the table, that didn't take very long, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours once I put it all together in my mind. But filling these up properly, that's where the gold is. So let's go ahead and open up one of these drawers. I'll make sure that this is showing up well on the camera. Let's see, does it get it all? Oh yeah, sweet, okay. Perfect. So top drawer, bulbs, lots of bulbs, bulbs. And we got some reverse lights, those kind of things there. This is some random connectors, PL259 connectors, RG80, RG60, like all kinds of connectors for wiring. And the reason I put it there was just quite frankly, I didn't have a spot for it anywhere else. But over here, plastic fasteners for automotive needs, lots of different types of fasteners. Metal fasteners, same thing, putting paneling back on. Then we got into here, we've got all of our cotter pins, and then we have fuses, big fuses, small fuses everywhere in between. There must be, that's about halfway full of fuses. On this drawer here, we start off with our copper and aluminum washers for oil changes, stuff like that. And then we got lots and lots and lots of hose clamps. Got hose clamps for just about every size out there. Now on this side, vacuum tees, all kinds of vacuum pieces. So lots of vacuum tees, different sizes. Some of them still in the box there, which is nice. And then in the back here, long stuff, lag bolts and spikes. These are also leftovers from last year's project, putting up those railroad ties, so that's nice. But all this stuff is kind of scattered around the shop, all in little random areas, and now it's all in the same spot and it's all nicely kept, so I'm really digging that so far. Let me go ahead and close this drawer. We'll open up the next one. Again, nice ball bearing, so had to make some dividers, but that's cool. So this drawer here, wow, we got a lot of stuff. We got good metric and standard size, the big bolts, grade 8s, stuff like that. Lock washers, must be 200 or 300 lock washers here. Washers of every size and shape, thickness, lots of those. Next size down. These are mostly standard bolts here. I took the time to separate that, and that's really where this project took a lot of effort, was making sure it's right. And then large nuts and bolts. We got our large nuts back here. This is the bigger stuff, and then a couple of axle bolts, stuff like that. This drawer, this is all metric, fine pitch metric thread stuff. Next size down, fine pitch metric stuff here. These smaller ones. And then we get down into the most common size you got there. And then on this side, the next size up, but this is American Standard, coarse thread. Lots of nuts, lots of little nuts there. And then we get into some random longer stuff. These are both metric and standard, so nice to have that all organized out. And before I move on, let me go ahead and point something out here. And I don't know, hopefully this shows up really well, but here's a brand new bolt, right? That was probably close to $1 for that bolt. This bolt right here, that's used. That was $0. That was free. So the way I get most of these nuts and bolts, you can see some are kind of shiny, but a lot of them aren't. They'll be different colors, different shapes, stuff like that. Some will have a little surface rust on there. Any car that goes to the junkyard, I pull nuts and bolts off of to save that stuff. And it's the same with these bulbs. Same with the bulbs up here and those fuses and a lot of those vacuum lines and certainly those hose clamps. Go to a junkyard, go to a U-Pull-It place and salvage stuff, man. They'll charge you by the pound for the metal. Think of how much. If I had a drawer full of $1 bolts like that, as opposed to a drawer that has maybe one or two that I bought for some specific project, and the rest of them were free. So that's where this money really comes in handy from this stuff, right? But let me go ahead and move on down to the next drawer. Okay, make sure it's still, I'll tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see that one better. There we go. Hoping this new camera's working out well too. Really haven't had much of a chance to try it. Again, more common sizes. This size is next size down. Then we got some of those eliminated queens. This just keeps going. Now we're moving into our little 10s. And there's our 8s here and smaller. Some of those are bolt head. Some of them are Phillips head. Our smaller metric size stuff. Then we got coarse thread. This is coarse thread for like lag bolts, that kind of stuff. Carriage bolts. Now these and these are brand new. They both came, there was a clearance, and these were like 1 cent a piece, and these were 1 cent a piece. So I bought pretty much all of them, and I've used them for projects. They'll probably last me my lifetime, but that's okay. So you get the idea there. As you can see, some of these I've built. Some of them there was enough dividers there, and I'm just going to peel those off. I could put a piece of tape on there and make my own label for them if I wanted to. We'll go down one more drawer. I'll double check that make sure that it's still getting in there. And maybe I'll even zoom in a little. Let's try to zoom on this thing. Oh man, look at that. Wow. There we go. This one's got all kinds of cool stuff. Lug nuts, lug bolts, studs. In case you do repair Honda stud, there's one. So these stuff, again, I've accumulated over the year. Now here's screws, all kinds of different machine screws, regular screws, any kind of screw you can think of, they're in there. Electrical butt connectors, we got plenty of those. Pipe clamps, also good for antenna stuff. Got a couple of different styles of battery clamps here that I've accumulated over the years. This little bit of overflow, these are bulbs that are still in their case, or I have some Xeon bulbs back there. Tire repair work stuff, a couple of valve stems, caps, stuff like that. I don't know if any of you have a wife that likes to leave gas caps disappearing, but I'm always collecting gas caps because my wife tends to leave them at the gas station. Relays, lots of different types of relays. Never know when you might need a little relays. Hang on to those. All the way in the back here, studs, exhaust bolt studs, water pump studs, stuff like that. And then we get into some stuff that's not really automotive related, but it's still pretty cool. Got stuff for airlines, to fix your airlines if you need to. A couple spares, outlets, a lot of outlet covers. These are door reinforcers that I've added around the property, and I had some extras, so I'll leave those. A couple of hinges in there as well. Moving down. Electrical stuff, lots of electrical wiring for doing electrical work around the house and around the farm. And stuff for cars. I cleaned out a Radio Shack when they were going out of business, so I picked up a lot of like lights and switches, these kind of things like this, where they were pennies on the dollar. They don't go bad. They'll probably last me my whole lifetime. But I store them in here now. And then lastly, this is nails and screws for construction work. So these were random ones. Usually I get them in 5-pound or 3-pound totes, but these are sizes or stuff that I needed for some particular project that I picked up. So that's what I've got there. So overall, I'm very happy with this. Again, I'm in this project for less than $50 with tax, screws, wood, everything, the box. And up on top here, let me just phase this up a little bit. I'll show you real quick before we fade out of here. Yeah, I've even got some places along there, some more trays that I can put in there. And along there's more empty trays. So as stuff comes along, I can put it into there. But I'm fairly happy with the whole thing overall. So back camera. So that's it. Pretty cool setup, I think. Again, you know, we talked about over the summer how I was maybe thinking about leaving the job that I was at and getting into more automotive flipping, things of that nature. And again, nothing's ever set in stone. It's always a good idea to have several pokers in the fire, so to speak. And this is just a way of staying ready and making my shop tidier and making it more efficient when I do work out here. By taking all those nuts and bolts that were scattered around the garage, taking the time to sort through them, putting them away, and eventually I'll label all this stuff. You know, hey, that makes it a better time to work out here at Farpoint Farms. That's it for tonight. I am Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms and an entrepreneur, so to speak. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time. Take care.
There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet.